This is not a negative message. This is not a negative book. I think actually it's a very positive take on life, because Seneca doesn't argue that our lives are short. He argues that our lives can be long if lived correctly. Welcome back again. Fred here. And I want to start this video with a question to you. Do you think that you will live a long life? Well, Seneca, in his book on the shortness of life, argues that we live long lives, or we have long lives, but our lives are very short. And what he means by this is we live our lives being preoccupied with a lot of things, and that causes us to actually have very short lives. So we are very preoccupied with our thoughts, with our actions, and this causes us to lose focus and to not do things that we actually prioritize in life. And in this book, it's actually a very short book. It's 30 pages. Maybe it's even just a long letter, if you want to call it that way. Seneca describes how we can change this perspective from having a short life and actually live a long life. Because in the end, what we want to prevent is that days are going by and we just forget to actually do anything useful, and before you know it, you wasted a year doing what? And Seneca focuses on this respect, and he says, you need to find something, you need to do something in life that's worthwhile, that's worth pursuing your time and action and energy, and that gives you some sort of fulfillment in life. And of course, this sounds very spiritual and vague and maybe a little bit phony. I'm not sure, but I think there's so much truth to that, and I want to explain in this video why that is the case. And I want to show you an example of actually myself, a personal experience with starting this YouTube channel. I've always said to myself that, you know, right now the most important thing for me to do is graduate, to start working, and later on when I earn money, I might think about doing something that I really believe in, or where I think that I can support other communities maybe. But why not start now? Why can I not do something next to my studies? And that's when I took the decision to make a YouTube channel. For me, now that I do this every time, I somehow find the time to do it and still hang out with friends at the same time and still get good grades in university. And what I want to say with that is my days or my weeks, my months, maybe even a year feel so much longer because I'm doing something extra, because I'm pursuing something what I really believe is something worth pursuing, something that gives me fulfillment. And I think that's what Seneca means or meant by writing the book on the shortness of life. What is something in your life that is worth pursuing, that will give you a sense of fulfillment, that gives you a sense of focus and gives you a sense of prioritizations in life? What is something that is more important than something else, and you should pursue that, you should follow up on that. And to take away, this is not a negative message, this is not a negative book. I think actually it's a very positive take on life, because Seneca doesn't argue that our lives are short. He argues that our lives can be long if lived correctly. How deep is that? I think it's a very, very good point. And what Seneca doesn't mean is you have to live 100 years in order to have a long life. No, he means maybe even when you live 30 years or 50 or 60, if you do something in those years that is worth pursuing, that gives you fulfillment, that is a long life. It's about living it correctly, not per se living longer in that sense. So yeah, I think there's so much value hidden in this very short book, and I really recommend you to read it. It's called, again, On the Shortness of Life from Seneca. And if you're also into Stoicism, also read or try his book, Letters From A Stoic, also from Seneca. Those two books are amazing. You will love them, I'm sure of it. And if you choose to read them as well, please let me know. I'm very curious to know what you think of it. Yeah, hereby I really want to end this video. Again, I really urge you to like the video if you liked it, comment if you have any comments for me, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Again, thank you all so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Making the videos is getting so much fun. And again, stay positive, be happy, Fred out.